comments that I have about whatever topic is being discussed in that meeting are now very clearly thought out. What that also allows me to do is to not only think about what I'm going to say, but also on when the perfect time is to say it. It really has jump-started my credibility and raised that credibility immensely with the groups that I work with. Hey everybody! Today we're going to be talking about a really cool subject, which is about overcoming your fear of speaking and coming up with a way for you to be more articulate and also jumpstart your credibility. So I'm going to give you a very specific procedure here, and you might want to take out your pen and notepad and just take some notes on this. So the whole idea is when you attend meetings, typically if you have a good meeting organizer, they're putting out the agenda well before the meeting. So most people don't even look at the agenda until the day of the meeting. What I'd recommend is as soon as that agenda comes out, that you review it. What you want to do is for the agenda items that most pertain to you, think about that agenda item. Think about the observations, the comments, the questions that you might have around that topic. And then what I want you to do is write those down in your notepad. And with those points that you want to make, just draw a box next to it. It should look like a checklist of maybe 3 or 4 items per agenda topic. What has happened now is that you've gone from thinking about that agenda item to actually writing something down. So that's what's called being in the background of your brain to actually being in the foreground. So now you've thought about your comment or your question, and now you've written it down. So you've already thought about it 2 times now. Now what happens is once the meeting actually occurs, you want to go through and scan your list of comments and questions. And as you're listening and the whole meeting is proceeding and that topic is being discussed, you want to be thinking about when you want to talk about your comment or, provide that question. So what happens now is now you've gone over your list and you're reading it out for the 3rd time and you're thinking about what you're going to say. So now what you want to do is identify the time when it's proper to go ahead and speak about your comment or question. And then you raise your comment or question. So now what happens is that's the 4th time you've actually thought about that comment or question, and now you're articulating it out to the group. What I'll typically do is I'll say something, prior to my question. It's like, maybe this is a dumb question, but I'll go ahead and ask it anyway. And then I'll ask the question. And undoubtedly, whoever's in that meeting will look at that and go, wow, that's a really good question. And the reason why is because I've thought about it when the agenda first came out. I wrote it down and I put a box around it, and then I searched for the right time to actually talk about that question or that comment. And at that point, I came across with it, and by then I've already thought about it 4 different times, at least 4 different times. When I talk about that question or comment, it's very clearly articulated. That happens for clarifying questions that I might ask. It also happens for comments that I make. And so comments that I have about whatever topic is being discussed in that meeting are now very clearly thought out because, again, I've had at least 4 times to think about it. What that also allows me to do is to not only think about what I'm going to say, but also on when the perfect time is to say it. And by doing so, it really has jump-started my credibility and raise that credibility immensely with the groups that I work with. So I hope you'll take these words of advice. I hope you'll apply them in your very next meeting that you have. And I'd be really interested to hear back comments and questions about this and to see if it works within the settings that you're involved with. Please make sure that you subscribe to this channel and also like this video. This allows the algorithm within YouTube to share these videos with more people. And what that will do is it will provide these tips to a successful life to more people. And that's really the importance of what we're doing here today. All right, so thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.